Now these are the string substitution functions. The first one is the replace. It receives three parameter: old string, new string, and the count, where count is a optional. As you can see here, the long bracket which indicates a optional. The role of this is to replace a old value with a new value in a string. Okay, now suppose that we are taking this example where the var is, this is a good example, and the sub str was. Okay, now if we are using var dot replace is str, it means is the old string and we want to replace it by was. If you will run this, it will give us a result like this was, this first is replaced with was, and then this is also replaced with was. Okay, now if we are using it with the third parameter also, count, here the count tells that how many times you want to replace this value with a new one. So we said that we want to replace only one time, so in the result you can see only once this is replaced with was. Okay, now the second is not replaced. Why? Because we have mentioned in this one that only one time replacement should take place. Now the second one is split. Split is a function which you have to study in detail, but a little bit here also. It uses the two parameter. The first one is the separator and second one is the maximum split. Again, this is a optional one, not compulsory every time. It is used to return a substring obtained after splitting the string. Splitting, that means dividing the string on the basis of the given separator. Okay, now here suppose that we are having this one string stored in the var variable and we are doing split without any parameter. We are not given, by default it will take space as a parameter. If we are not giving anything, then the by default parameter is space and it will return a list. Look at this one, the long bracket, return a split. It splitted the string on the basis of the space. That is why the first value in the list is this, the second is this, third, fourth and fifth. Similarly, here we are giving the parameter. In this parameter we are saying that you have to split the string on the basis of space, and how many maximum splits are required? 3. That means total 3 division is required. First division, first space, this one, second division, second space, and then this is a third division. Now this whole will be on the one index number. Okay, now this will not be get separated here. These two, good an example, even though they are having a space here, but they will be on a same index number, because we have said that only 3 times you have to split. So once split, second split, and this is the third split. Now if you are having further characters, like after good example in computer science, if you are having the whole one, good example in computer science will be stored at the last index number. After the third split, it will not do any split. Now is this one, the third one is the partition. Again, the parameter received is the substring. You have to write a substring here on which basis you want to do the partition. This functions return a tuple type of value. Okay, instead of a list, it is returning a tuple type of value, and that tuple will contain 3 parts. First is the separator. Okay, one is the before the separator, another is separator, and third part is after the separator. It will be more clear with the example. So suppose that we are having, this is a book and we are going to partition this string because we are using Q. That means we want to partition the string Q on the basis of is. So when you will display W, the W will contain a result in the form of a tuple. You can see the bracket in the form of the tuple, where in the tuple the first part is containing the part before the separator, the second is the separator itself, and third is the part after the separator. If is, this means this whole, the first part before the separator, then separator itself, and then after the separator. So this again in this one you can see the same thing. This is the example. We are partitioning on the basis of the O. So this is the first O on which you have to partition. So before the partition, what you will have? The data till B, and then the partition value itself is O, and after this you will have, after the partition value you are having OK. That is why OK. That's how the partition is working. The split was giving us a list, while the partition is returning us a tuple. Now some other miscellaneous methods. This is the L strip. It returns the copy of the string leading character removed. That means it will remove by default the white spaces. If suppose that this is a string with so many white spaces here and here, both the ends, and when you will take a display of this one, it will give us a result like this, showing that there is no space. It has removed the space. If we are not giving any parameter in the L strip, then it will remove the blank spaces from the left hand side, not from the right hand side, but the right hand side you cannot view here. Similarly in this one we have written string. You have to strip the string on the basis of the string from the left hand side. So when you will give this one here, you can see that in the left hand side, firstly it is having spaces. That is why no stripping is possible. And in this one we are using comp. And here the splitting is possible because in the left hand side, firstly it will find a comp. So it will remove this from the S1 and it will store only this one. That is why UTR. Stripping, anywhere if you will have a stripping means removing, and removing of what? By default removing of the spaces. Like in this one, again another example where comp is given. You can see that comp is not in a proper sequence. Even then it is removing the comp because it is present from the left hand side. If we shuffle the words itself and find it, but they all are present in the left hand side in continuation without any other word. So it will strip it and the output will be this. Now here it is PM, the same thing for the PM also, although it is here in the reverse order, but both the word in continuation are present in the left. Although the order is not same, even then it is stripping the string and returning us a value, but it will happen only from the left hand side. Now the string, another R string, same, but the same process will be done from the right hand side. As you can see, again the same example, both the hands are having a space, but when you are displaying the R strip, it is removing the right hand side spaces, left hand side spaces are present. Here string again, no stripping, no cutting. Why? Because in the right hand side no string is present. Again in this one, in the right hand side these three characters are present, so it will strip it and give us this output. Now some other function, cardinal and the ordinal. Now this the ordinal number. Ordinal function is used to take a character value and return us the ASCII code of that value, as the ASCII code of small a is 97, so it is returning this one. The opposite is char. Char function is used to find the Unicode or ASCII code of the given character. Like if we are giving 97, it will return answer as A, that A is the ASCII character for the 97 value. So this is all about the functions which you have to study in 12th class.